No.
Okay, prophecy. Coming prophecy. Last night the Lord showed me in a dream that Bill Clinton was going to have a cardiac arrest. And this morning when I got up I looked, and he does have a history of a bad heart. Wikipedia says on September the 2nd, 2004, while campaigning for Kerry, Clinton had an episode of angina, A-N-G-I-N-A, angina, and was evaluated at Northern Winchester Hospital. It was determined he had not suffered a coronary infraction, or wasn't quite a heart attack, and he was sent home, returning the following for angiography, which disclosed multiple vessel coronary artery disease. He was plugged up. His arteries were plugged up. He was transferred to Columbia Presbyterian Medical Center in New York, where he underwent a successful on-pump quadruple coronary artery bypass surgery on September 6, 2004. So, and I knew nothing about that. I'm just saying what I saw last night in a dream. He fell in the street. He had obviously had fallen in the street. In the dream I seen a bunch of people gathered around this guy, and some guy was trying to revive him, and I did see his hand move on its own before the dream was over, so he was actually revived. And this guy was a guy who was talking a lot. I mean, this fellow did a lot of talking in the dream. He was blab, 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 okay? So now, what I'm saying is, you know, this dream might not mean that Bill Clinton's heart attack might have been of a spiritual nature, and his reviving might be this guy that's got this big mouth talking. And let me bring up a verse here about that, okay? Because in the last days, the Bible says that the Antichrist will talk in such a way that the world will wonder after him.
Would you?
Hang on, this is worth it, believe me.
Come on. Get it.
You know, every time I get in a hurry, it just, for some reason, you know, I go slower.
Lay down, Stinky.
But see, I could slip right through that in about 5 seconds if I weren't trying to show it to you. Okay.
Ready for a bath? Right way down. Hush. It's just little kids out playing.
I'm trying to find the right verse here. I think it's Revelations 13:3 we're looking for. And the whole world was filled with wonder and followed the beast. Revelations 13:3. And 2 says, the beast I saw was like a leopard, and the feet of a bear, and the mouth of a lion. The mouth of a lion, yeah, much speaking, you know. And that's what I'm talking about. And he gave the beast the power and the throne and great authority. One of the heads of the beast appeared to be fatally wounded, but the mortal wound was healed, and the whole world was astonished and followed the beast. Now this could be the thing about Bill Clinton that God is pointing to in his dream. it could actually mean that Bill Clinton and all of his womanizing and all of his immoral deeds is somehow going to be erased by the public. I've heard that, and you know, I've never really watched Bill Clinton talk a lot. I know the man is a compulsive liar just like Hillary. But that does not mean that you don't have the ability to gain followers just because everybody knows you're a liar. I mean, Mark Twain, Samuel Clemens, he had the ability to stretch truth and to, and I'm not saying Samuel Clemens was immoral, even though he could have been. I don't know his personal life, but he had the ability to stretch truth, but he did it in a funny way, and he did it in a entertaining way, so it wasn't like he was immoral in doing that, but he had an ability, and man, he gained the admiration of the world by doing it. Now, in today's society and how people are so easily fooled, Bill Clinton, through another man, could very easily be lifted back up, actually be survived. His wound be mortal, his mortal wounds be healed and survived, and he could be reinstated in the eyes of the world because of this. But let me tell you something. If he is, doesn't mean he's no longer a liar. It just means he's gained the respect of people by whatever kind of a deed or thing that is that God was pointing to in his dream last night. Okay, and he did survive it, even though it looked like he was totally gone. You know, people were saying that he's dead and all this kind of stuff, you know, and people gathering all around. And then Hillary come and joined him later. I did see Hillary come to his side after that had happened. So there's more coming to us from the Clintons, saith the Lord. I don't know what it is. He's going to be, at least in the eyes of the public, one more time. Bill Clinton is. And I've heard people say that when he talks, I was going to say, that he can really gather an audience. You know, some of the conservative people that I heard talk about some of his speeches, they says the man was really impressive. I says, who are you kidding? I said, I was waiting for Monica Lewinsky to come out there and join him just any second. I mean, they lost their train of thought. And the Antichrist has that ability. The Antichrist has the ability to cause you to lose your train of thought. Write that down. Write that down. The Antichrist has the ability to cause you to lose your train of thought. And when he does that, man, he can gain you. I don't care what you thought about him before. All of a sudden, he's okay. Yeah, was this, but now things are different. No. If the man is a liar, he's always a liar. Unless Jesus has entered into his life. Let me tell you something, folks. Jesus has not entered the life of the Clintons in any way, shape, or form. He has not entered the Clintons' life in any way, shape, or form. Because you can't leave for people to die. You can't leave for people to die like Hillary did and say that you're a Christian. Because the very foundation of a Christian is to be compassionate. Every verse I read in the Bible about salvation says that salvation is of the heart. It's of the heart. Romans 10:9 and 10. Hebrews 10:16. All those hinge it on the heart. What Jesus said about hang all the law and the commandments on these two, Hang all the law and the prophets on these two is what he said. And this is what he said. Love, 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 love. That's what he said. You must love. You must love, you must love, you must love. And if you can't do that, you're not a Christian. The Bible says love is the fulfilling of the law. There ain't much love coming out of Hillary, man. You know what I'm saying? There ain't much love coming out of Bill. There's going to be no love coming out of the Antichrist. The Antichrist is going to be out to please your cardinal nature. He's going to put 2 cars in every garage. At least for a time. That's what Hillary was saying. I couldn't believe she was talking that. She blamed all of Obama's bad economics. She blamed it on Bush again. 8 years later. Bush's been gone 8 years, and it's his fault that Obama's economic policy failed. Oh, we just need more time. Listen, Reagan, in the first 4 months of his presidency, did more than what Obama has done in 8 years. No, after the first year, whatever you got is your fault. If things aren't growing, and of course, Trump was wise in the way he expressed that. He didn't go into why this was wrong, but he expressed how other people's economic policies are bringing them to prosperity. And they're doing it through business, just like Trump is talking. They're not doing it through handing out free money. China does not hand out free money to anybody. They don't hand out free money. But somehow, you know, that's what I'm saying. You know, and last night when she gave out the response time to America's ability to respond to a nuclear disaster. Oh my goodness. That was probably the dumbest thing I ever seen anybody do in all of politics. That was a disaster. That is the major our nuclear power system is the major reason why people don't just walk in here and take control of America. Because they know that we have the ability to protect ourselves. If I see a sign on the door of a house that says protected by Smith & Wesson, I am not going to go into that house. I don't care how big a crook I am. What Hillary did in a parent was tell them where your gun was hidden. Stupid. Oh my goodness, the woman is just stupid. Anyways, this prophecy, you know, like I'm saying, even though we know all this, words can bring you back to a confused state and cause you not to be able to lose your train of thought, to wreck your train, and to come under the subjection. The Bible tells us, I put on yesterday, to believe a lie and be damned. Under the subjection of your enemy once again. Alright, God bless you. Thank you for joining. We'll see you next time right here. Another great message, Cross in the Middle Ministry.